be me. Veronica Arshasen, master's student in political communication. My life's purpose is to be correct online. My apartment is a fortress of solitude. Built from textbooks on rhetorical theory and empty energy drink cans, I have 3 monitors. One for the online debate, one for sourcing my arguments in real time, and one for watching YouTube essays that confirm my existing biases. My keyboard isn't for typing, it's a weapon system for deploying logic bombs. My resting heart rate is ready for battle. I don't just enter a comment section, I make a tactical insertion. My friends, the few I have that can withstand my personality, call me V. My enemies, of which there are legions, call me things I can't repeat without getting demonetized. I live for the moment my opponent stops replying, not because they've logged off, but because they have been so thoroughly, comprehensively, and biblically obliterated that their very will to type has evaporated. That digital silence is my victory fanfare. My arena of choice is a Discord server for political debate. Creatively named the Agra, it's a cesspool of wannabe Ben Shapiro's, armchair socialists, and confused libertarians. It's my personal hunting ground. Tonight's prey is a user named LogicBro76. His avatar is a stoic Roman statue. Predictable. Cringe. He's making a laughably simplistic argument about the gender pay gap. He's citing a single, outdated study from a biased think tank. This is like a t-ball pitcher trying to strike out a major league batter. I crack my knuckles, the sound echoing in my quiet apartment. It's go time. I begin my assault. A multi-pronged attack of peer-reviewed studies, économique analyse, and scathing ad hominems disguised as witty observations. Each of my posts is a perfectly crafted missile of pure, unadulterated fact. He tries to parry, but his arguments are clumsy. Slow, he's bringing a plastic knife to a drone strike. The other users in the channel go quiet, sensing a public execution is in progress. They are the digital Colosseum crowd, and I am their champion gladiator. I can feel the final blow brewing in my mind. The Grandmaster level checkmate. The argument that will not only end this debate, but retroactively invalidate every opinion he has ever held. It's a magnificent 5-paragraph-long wall of text. It has links, it has quotes, it has a concluding sentence so sharp it could perform surgery. I hit enter with the force of a god, pressing the smite button. The message lands in the chat. I lean back, triumphant, waiting for the sweet silence of total intellectual annihilation. I wait, and I wait. A minute pass. Then 2. Finally, the LogicBro76 is typing notification appears. Yes. Here it comes. The concession. The desperate, futile attempt at a rebuttal. His message appears. Loloke? What? I stare at the screen, my brain refusing to process the 2 words. Loloke. That's it. That's his response to my magnum opus. My meticulously researched, flawlessly articulated argument. I type back, my fingers trembling with rage. That's your response. You have no counter-argument. No rebuttal. The typing indicator appears again. This time, his message is a bit longer. Nah. Man, I am going to go play some Tarkov. You win. I guess. Have a good one. And then he's gone. His username, once a vibrant green indicating he was online, turns a dull, lifeless gray. He just left. I stare at the screen. My magnificent wall of text sitting there. Unrebuked. Unacknowledged. It's like I built a guillotine for a public execution. And the condemned just shrugged, said, I'm bored, and walked off. I didn't win. Victory was stolen from me. I was denied my triumph. I feel a strange sensation rising in my chest. It's not anger. It's not frustration. It's devastation. A hollow, empty feeling. The digital coliseum is silent. The crowd has dispersed. I am alone, with my useless, perfect argument. Feels bad, man. JPG. I tell myself it's a fluke. Logic Bro 76 was just an intellectual coward. A low-stamina debater. The next one will be different. The next one will have the decency to stay and be properly destroyed. My next target is on Twitter. A guy with an anime girl avatar and a bio full of crypto buzzwords. He's posted a truly galaxy brain take on modern feminism. It's so wrong. It's almost a work of art. I dive into his mentions. My talents sharpened. The battle is glorious. He's faster than Logic Bro. More adept with the memes and the snark. But he's still no match for my relentless onslaught of data and receipts. I back him into a corner, systematically dismantling every point he makes. I can feel the end is near. I compose the tweet that will serve as his digital epitaph. It's a beautiful thread. A 4-part masterwork of pure ownage. I post it and wait for the surrender. His reply comes moments later. I ain't reading all that. Happy for you. Though, or sorry that happened. And then he blocks me. Blocked. The digital equivalent of being shushed and shown the door. My beautiful thread. My work of art. Is now visible only to me and my followers. He didn't even read it. The devastation returns, this time with a friend named Existential Dread. What is the point of forging the perfect sword if your opponent refuses to even draw theirs? A pattern begins to emerge. It's like a curse. I get into a debate with a gamer in a Destiny 2 raid lobby about labor unions, right as I'm about to prove that the Vanguard is a perfect example of a post-scarcity collective. He says, "Dude, the boss is spawning. Can we not?" and mutes me. I argue with a man in a Facebook group for local gardeners about the patriarchal undertones of lawn maintenance. He replies, "That's nice. Dear. Anyway, here's a picture of my prize-winning petunias." His comment gets 57 likes. Mine gets a single laugh react from his wife. Brenda. Every single time, right at the climax. Right when my victory is imminent. They just walk away. They choose peace. They choose petunias. They choose to go play Tarkov. They choose anything other than engaging with my flawless, inescapable logic. It's maddening. It's like I'm a Grand Inquisitor. And the heretics keep falling asleep during the interrogation. This must be some new, insidious form of masculine debate evasion. They can't win. So they simply refuse to play. It's the ultimate act of passive aggression. I'm convinced the problem is the internet, the anonymity, the low stakes. It makes it too easy for them to flee. In the real world, they can't just log off. In the real world, they will have to face me. Oh, sweet. Naive past Veronica. You had so much to learn. The opportunity for a real-world test presents itself in my graduate seminar. We're in a group project tasked with analyzing campaign strategies. My group consists of me, a girl named Sarah, who seems permanently terrified, and a guy named Mark. Mark is fine. He wears flannel shirts, has a calm demeanor, and looks perpetually tired. He's the human equivalent of lukewarm tea. Our task is to choose a historical campaign to analyze. I argue for a deep dive into the 1968 Nixon campaign, focusing on the Southern strategy and its use of coded language. It's a complex, challenging topic. Perfect for me. Mark suggests we do the 2008 Obama Hope campaign. It's fine. But it's been done to death. It's the vanilla ice cream of campaign analysis. I see my opening. This isn't just about a project topic. This is a battle of ideas. I will debate Mark, and I will win. And he can't just mute me or log off. He's physically trapped here. Mark. I begin. My voice calm and measured, like a predator stalking its prey. While the Obama campaign is certainly an interesting subject, I think you'll find the 68 Nixon campaign offers a far richer and more nuanced text for our analysis. I then launch into a 10-minute, uninterrupted monologue. I discuss electoral realignment, the media landscape of the late 60s, the socio-political context. I use words like hegemony and epistemology. Sarah is staring at me like I've started speaking in tongues. Mark just watches me, his expression unreadable. I finish my speech, my chest puffed with intellectual pride. Checkmate. Flannel boy. I wait for his counter-argument, his defense of the milquetoast Obama campaign. He blinks slowly. He takes a sip of his coffee. He looks at me, then at Sarah, then back at me. You know what? Veronica, he says, his voice flat. You're right. My brain short-circuits. What? He continues. Nixon 68 is a great topic. Much more academic rigor. Let's do that. He just agrees. No. This is a trick. A feint. But you wanted to do the Obama campaign. I sigh. My voice suspicious. I did. He says with a shrug. But you've clearly thought a lot about this, and you're passionate about it. I'm just here to get the credits. Nixon is fine. He turns to Sarah. You good with that? Sarah, who looks like she'd agree to anything to make this stop, nods vigorously. Great. Mark says, closing his notebook. So that's settled. I'll start pulling some sources on the Southern strategy tonight. He just yielded. He didn't fight. He didn't argue. He didn't defend his position. He heard my passionate, well-reasoned argument, and his response was basically, K. He chose the path of least resistance. He chose peace over proving his point. I won the argument. But it feels exactly like losing. The hollow devastation is back. And this time, it's inglorious. High definition. Très. I sit there in stunned silence as Mark and Sarah start discussing the project outline. I got what I wanted. So why do I feel so utterly, completely defeated? The Mark incident sends me into a spiral. My entire identity is predicated on the idea of intellectual combat. I am a warrior of ideas. A débattre. Avina. But what is a warrior with no one to fight? I start to question everything. Are my arguments actually good? Or are they just long? Am I changing minds? Or am I just annoying people into submission? I scroll through my old online battles, my graveyards of victory, walls and walls of my own text, followed by nothing. Silence. Or a loud okay. Or a block. I haven't been winning. I've been talking to myself. I've been screaming into a void that occasionally screams back, cringe, before wandering off to make a sandwich. The realization hits me like a physical blow. My devastation wasn't about being denied a victory lap. It was about being denied a connection. The argument, as toxic as it was my only way of engaging with people. When they walked away from the fight, they were walking away from me, asterisk. I collapse onto my bed, the glow of my 3 monitors illuminating a cloud of dust motes. My fortress of solitude suddenly feels a lot less like a fortress and a lot more like a prison. I need to understand. I embark on a new mission. A stealth mode, anthropological study of the male species. Codename Operation Why Won't You Fight Me? I start by observing my dad. He's a quiet man. An accountant. His greatest passion in life is his meticulously maintained garden shed. One Saturday, his neighbor, Mr. Henderson, comes over to complain about a tree branch hanging over his fence. Mr. Henderson is a professional complainer. It's his art form. He's red in the face, gesticulating wildly about property lines and potential damage to his bird bath. My debate brain immediately starts formulating arguments. I'm ready with city ordinances, property law precedents, the whole 9 yards. I'm about to intervene and verbally dismantle Mr. Henderson. But my dad just holds up a hand. He listens patiently to the entire tirade. When Henderson is finished, panting slightly, my dad just nods. You know what? Jim, he says calmly, you're right. It is getting a bit long. I'll get the saw out this afternoon. Sigh? Did you see the game last night? That last-minute field goal was insane. Mr. Henderson is completely disarmed. He splutters for a second. Then his entire demeanor changes. Oh. Tell me about it. My wife almost had a heart attack. 5 minutes later, they're laughing together. The offending tree branch completely forgotten. My dad didn't win. He didn't lose. He just solved the problem. He sidestepped the conflict entirely and preserved the relationship. He chose peace over being right about a tree branch. My mind is blown. My next observation is at the university gym. I'm on the elliptical, pretending to work out, but actually eavesdropping. 2 huge guys are taking turns on the bench press. One guy, let's call him Chad, is struggling with his last rep. The bar is dangerously close to crushing his chest. His spotter, Brad, easily lifts the bar off him. Dude, you totally could have gotten that. Brad says, nah. Man, I was done. Chad pounced. My form was crap anyway. It was a little shaky. Brad agrees. Tuck your elbows more next time. Yeah. Me bad? Thanks for the spot. No problem. Bro? And that's it. No argument. No ego. One of them made a mistake. The other corrected him. And they moved on. The entire interaction took less than 30 seconds. If that were me and one of my debate partners, it would have been a 3-hour argument about biomechanics, personal responsibility, and the philosophical nature of help. I start seeing it everywhere. Guys in my class figuring out a scheduling conflict not by debating who is busier, but by just finding a time that works. My male friends resolving a dispute over a shared pizza by one of them just saying, "You can have the last slice." Man, it's cool. It slowly dawns on me. For them, conflict is a bug, not a feature. It's a barrier to the actual goal. Finishing the project, getting stronger, eating the pizza, watching the game. My entire life, I have been treating the conflict as asterisk, the goal. The argument wasn't the path to the solution. The argument asterisk was the point. For them, the argument is a waste of time and energy. They're not walking away from me because they're fragile or scared. They're walking away because they have better things to do, like play Tarkov, or look at petunias, or live their lives. This revelation is more devastating than any abandoned argument. It reframes my entire existence not as a noble warrior of ideas, but as that one annoying person who keeps trying to start fights at a party where everyone else is just trying to chill and have a good time. I am the problem. I have become the final boss of my own cringe compilation. The final test of my new hypothesis comes from an unexpected source. The university is proposing a change to the student activity fund allocation. It's a complicated, bureaucratic mess. But the bottom line is that funding for smaller arts and humanities clubs is getting slashed to pay for a new esports arena. The Agra Discord server explodes. It's a declaration of war. The arts and humanities students, my people, are sharpening their pitchforks. The esports and STEM students, the enemy, are defending the proposal. Old Veronica would have been leading the charge. I would have drafted a manifesto, organized a sit-in, and spent the next 72 hours in a non-stop digital war of attrition. But new, woke, post-devastation. Veronica hesitates. Screaming at them online isn't going to work. They'll just log off. Protesting won't work. They'll just put on headphones and ignore us. I need a new strategy. I need to do the unthinkable. I need to talk to them. I find the name of the president of the university's esports club. His name is Leo. His profile picture is a smug-looking anime character. Of course it is. My old instincts flare up. I want to crush him. I take a deep breath. I channel my dad talking to Mr. Henderson. I send him a direct message. Hey, Leo? My name is Veronica. I'm with the council. I know things are pretty heated about the student fund proposal. I was wondering if you'd be open to chatting sometime, just to understand the esports club's perspective better. I reread the message a dozen times. It feels so reasonable, so non confrontationnel. It feels gross. I hit send before I can chicken out. To my utter shock, he replies almost instantly. Sure. You're the first person from the other side who hasn't opened with an insult. When are you free? We agree to meet at the campus coffee shop the next day. I'm so nervous. My hands are shaking. I've prepared no arguments, no talking points, no data. My only goal is to listen. It feels like I'm walking into a battle completely unarmed. Leo is already there when I arrive. He's not a hulking gamer, bro. He's a skinny guy with glasses and a nervous energy. He looks just as scared as I feel. The conversation starts awkwardly, but I stick to my plan. I ask him questions. Why is the new arena so important for your club? What kind of opportunities would it create? What do you think is the biggest misconception about esports? And then I just shut up and listen. He tells me about the community, about the scholarships some students get, about how it's the only place some of the shy, nerdy kids feel like they belong. He talks about how they've been operating out of a cramped, repurposed classroom with faulty wiring for years. He's not an evil villain trying to destroy the arts. He's just a guy who is passionate about his hobby and wants a better space for his friends. For the first time, I'm not seeing an opponent, I'm seeing a person. Then he asks me about my side, and I tell him. I talk about the poetry club that needs money for printing their yearly anthology. I talk about the theater group that can't afford the rights to put on a play. I talk about the importance of the arts in creating a well-rounded university experience. I don't argue. I just share. He listens, just as I listen to him. By the end of the hour, something incredible has happened. We're not enemies anymore. We're two people with a shared problem. A limited pool of resources. Look, he says, we don't need the top-of-the-line, professional-grade arena. They've proposed. That was the university's idea, not ours. We just need a bigger space with a decent internet connection. And we don't need to block the arena entirely. Usai, the gears in my brain turning in a new, collaborative way, we just need to make sure the smaller clubs aren't completely wiped out. We spend the next hour brainstorming, what if we proposed a revised plan, a smaller, multi-purpose digital media center instead of a dedicated esports stadium, a space that could be used by the esports club, but also by graphic design students, film students, and the coding club. What if we calculated the cost savings from that revised plan and drafted a new budget that restored partial funding to the arts clubs? It's a compromise. It's not a total victory for either side. But it's a solution. A real, actual solution. We leave the coffee shop with a plan. We're going to draft a joint proposal from the esports club and the Graduate Student Council and present it to the university administration. Together, as I walk away, I feel a sensation that is completely foreign to me. It's not the hollow, empty feeling of a forfeited debate. It's not the fleeting, manic high of a victory. It's a deep, genuine sense of accomplishment. We didn't fight. We built something together. The weeks that follow are a flurry of activity. Leo and I become an unlikely team. We spend late nights in the library drafting our proposal, building our budget, gathering support from other student groups. I discover that Leo is incredibly smart and funny. He discovers that I'm not just an angry, argumentative harpy. We actually become friends. The day of the presentation to the university board is terrifying. We stand side by side at the podium. A united front. He does some of the talking. We present our case not as adversaries, but as partners. We're not demanding. We're proposing. We're not complaining. We're problem solving. The board members, who were clearly expecting a firestorm of student rage, are visibly impressed. They ask a few questions. We answer them calmly and confidently. At the end of the meeting, the dean smiles. This is exactly the kind of student-led initiative we like to see. She says, "Consider your proposal approved." We did it. We actually did it. Outside the boardroom, Leo and I just look at each other, stunned. Then he breaks into a huge grin and pulls me into a hug. We did it. Veronica. He laughs, and I hug him back, laughing. Too, it's a victory. A real one. And it feels 1,000 times better than any online own ever did. It's not the end of the story, but it's the end of a chapter. I'm still Veronica. I'm still passionate. I still have 3 monitors. But something fundamental has shifted inside me. I've discovered that there are other ways to use my voice than just shouting, that collaboration can be more powerful than combat, that listening is a skill, not a weakness. I still log into the Agora sometimes, but I'm not there to hunt. I'm there to talk. Sometimes I see a new user, full of rage and flawless logic, typing walls of text at someone who is already logged off. And I smile, and sometimes I send them a message. Hey, I type, "You're not wrong, but I think I know a better way."